Recently, Mr. Thrive and Survive came up with a video titled Flat Earth Everyday Evidence Number 1. It's a very short video, but it uses an argument that I've seen quite often, and which is based on a simple misconception of how perspective works. Due to its content, it's best addressed in form of a video. So let's see what Mr. Thrive and Survive has to say.
To hopefully be scouring through pictures and presenting. You know how people have all kind of excuses for the slits in a cloud around the sun causing the arrows of the sun rays to go off in different directions, so to speak. Well, here I found a nice beautiful picture which is absolute evidence that we have a close sun. We have no slits in the clouds covering the sun. In this case, we have the clouds themselves creating the shadows at the different angles. And I've got these angles going in and out for you so you can see this, show it to your friends. So how do you explain this? With a sun 93 million miles away, how do you get all these different angles of cloud shadows? This is no slits coming through. So that excuse is gone now. Absolute evidence we have a very close sun. More of this to come, guys.
It took me a few minutes to find the picture used in the video on the web. But here it is. Google finds it on quite a few not obviously related Twitter and Google Plus accounts, so I'll provisionally attribute the image to Ana Maria Alvarez from Colombia. To make the features in the image a little clearer, I've increased contrast. If you look at the image, you can see quite nicely that the setting sun is approximately the same apparent elevation as the cloud layer is. This is important as it means that the shadows are actually cast almost exactly horizontally. This is furthermore supported by shadows cast by clouds that are further away being continued by those cast by nearer clouds without any visible change in direction. The sun also sits exactly at the point where the lines created by the shadows converge. Since the sun is the source of the light rays, this is to be expected, of course. Observant viewers might have noticed that this converging of lines on the sun is not true for the reflection on the water. In fact, these lines seem to have a separate point of convergence that's nearer than the horizon. This is due to it being a reflection. We'll ignore this for this video. Now, to show that shadows like these shown here can indeed be produced by a distant sun that's got approximately the same elevation over the horizon the clouds have, I've created a short and very primitive animation in Blender. This is just a few boxes, one behind the other, all right angles and parallel lines, placed around the image. The camera is set to the standard 35mm lens that probably was used for creating the picture in the first place. As you can see, the frame created by the boxes lines up nicely with the shadows, although they are in fact parallel, not in any way angled. As you can also see, each box added to the lineup gets only half as near to the vanishing point in its center as the box before. This means you need an infinite amount of boxes to actually reach the vanishing point, showing at the same time the vanishing point is located at the infinite distance. Since the sun in the image is not just a point, but has a diameter, we know that it is nearer than infinity, so still very far away. But we cannot derive this distance from the image alone. For this we'd need at least the sun's real diameter, the elevation of the clouds and a few real-world distances between points in the image.